Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be basically a list of all the books that I want to read this winter, meaning in January and February. I'm very much a seasonal reader. I would not want to pick up a book that is set in like a tropical place or at the beach in the wintertime. I want books that have more of a wintry feel that are set in cold places and gloomy places, stuff like that. So I have some books that I have picked out that I've been wanting to read, that I'm super excited to read, and I will just quickly go through them. And it'll be interesting to see come March how many of these books I've actually read. So let's just get into it. The first one I want to continue reading and finish reading is The Totem by David Morrell. This was the November pick for Cammie's harrowing horror. It is a really gory book, at least so far, and it's just not something I wanted to read. You know, in December with Christmas, I like to read really light, fluffy romance stuff in December, but I definitely want to get back into this in the winter. And it's actually set in, if I can remember this correctly, it was like Wyoming or Montana, and there was snow on the ground in the parts that I read, so it should fit in perfectly. Another one I want to get into is The Winter People by Jennifer McMahon. This, I believe, is a thriller, psychological thriller, maybe, with like a historical twist. I believe this kind of jumps back and forth between, 1908 and present day. It's set in a small town in Vermont where something tragic happens at this farmhouse, and then in present day, new people move in there, and I believe one of the kids goes missing, and then like a diary is found that connects stuff from the past to stuff from the present. I think that's how this book goes. This next one is a newer one I've been seeing going around lately. It's called The Silent Companions by Laura Purcell. This one is another historical fiction, but I think it's on the creepy side. On the back, it says, a perfect read for a winter night, an intriguing, nuanced, and generally eerie slice of Victorian Gothic. I am so there. It's about a woman who is newly married, gets pregnant, her husband passes away, and she has to go live in his manor house, basically, where she's surrounded by like his servants, and so she's like an outsider and no one likes her for some reason. And then she finds a painted wooden figure in a locked room that looks just like her. So I'm not sure what the rest of the story is, but it sounds pretty cool and I can't wait to read it. This next one is The Bear and the Nightingale. Apparently it's part of a trilogy. I did not know that when I picked this up, but it's by Catherine Arden, and I think this might be a young adult, maybe, I'm not quite sure. But this one is set in Russia during the winter, and it has to do with like folklore and evil spirits that like haunt the woods or something. My daughter has recently gotten huge into cryptids, like Bigfoot and the Mothman and the Jersey Devil and the Chupacabra, stuff like that. So we've been listening to a ton of podcasts about those kinds of creatures, and that has kind of segued, you know, us into other types of things, like folklore from around the world, and you know what different cultures and communities believe in. And it's just been really fascinating to learn all this stuff, and so I thought this book sounded really good. Plus it's set in Russia in the winter, so it doesn't get more like wintry than that. And yeah, looking forward to that one. This one is like a maybe. I might get to it, I might not. It's been on my radar for a while, and I wanted to read it in November, but that didn't happen. But it's The Wolf Gift by Anne Rice. This one is a paranormal werewolf type story. I don't know a whole lot about it, but it is set in like, I think the Pacific Northwest, which to me always seems wintry because it's just cold and blah and gloomy. But this one says, a delectable cocktail of old-fashioned lost race adventure, shape-shifting, and suspense, brightened by enticing hints of a secret history. There's also a second book to this that has a big part of Christmas in it, like it's set around Christmas. So I really wanted to read this in November so I could read book 2 in the month of December, but it didn't happen. So I might read this one now, but I'm a little worried that if I read this one now and I wait until next December to read book 2, I won't remember what's in this one. So we'll see. And the last actual physical book that I want to get to is In the Woods by Tana French. This has been out for quite a while. I think there's 4 books in the series now. I found all of them at the thrift store for like $1 a piece, so I picked them all up, but I have yet to read them. This one is set in Ireland, which again to me is always like cold and gloomy, so perfect for wintertime. And it's about 3 kids that go into some woods to go play, and only one is found later, like clinging to a tree, and he's blood-soaked. That kid grows up to be a detective, and then he's working on another murder case. So yeah, again, another thriller that I'm super, super excited for. I've heard really good things about this series. And the last book that I really want to get to in the wintertime is one I'm going to listen to with my library app, and that is The Shining by Stephen King. I've seen the movie a million times, but I've never actually read the book, and I've heard that the book is so incredibly different from the movie. So I'm really looking forward to just seeing how different it is and what the changes are. So yeah, I'm going to be listening to that one instead of reading it, mainly because every copy that I've come across lately has really small writing in it, and I'm really struggling with small writing lately. I have astigmatism in my eyes, and so my prescription is constantly changing. It's like different every year. So I feel like once I get a new pair of glasses within a few months, they don't work well anymore. So yeah, I'm just struggling with small writings. So I saw that my library has it in audio form, but there was a wait list. So as soon as that comes in, I'm going to be listening to that one. Okay guys, those are all the books that I'm really interested in reading over the next 2 months. Let me know if you have read any of these books, what you think of them, what book you're really looking forward to reading over the winter months. Also, let me know if you're a seasonal reader like I am. Yeah, I just cannot pick up a book that is set in a hot place right now. Just can't do it. Would not be interested. So yeah, that is all I've got for you guys. I hope you all are having a great week, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.